punishment is a lot more cost effective than multiple life sentences given to a guy who gets 3 hots in a cot. It costs $85,000 a year to warehouse that person on death row. Now, many liberals will say, "Oh, that's just not true. It's more expensive to kill a person because of the legal battle that ensues." Well, if we said that if a person who is on death row in America at the federal level, because I can't control what states do, but at the federal level, if somebody's on death row, they're going to be costing the state enough to execute them if we allow them one appeal. And we make sure that all the people on death row have DNA evidence that incriminate them beyond a shadow of a doubt. No one who's been there put on death row because of a jury decision based on circumstantial evidence would ever be executed. Only people with solid DNA evidence would be executed. And then one appeal would limit the amount of legal costs that the state would incur, and we would save a lot of money on that. And the method of killing them could be reduced to just a massive dosage of sodium pentothal, which is cheap. I mean, a lot cheaper than a scientifically designed dose from some laboratory that wants to make money on the sale of the lethal injection system. It's ridiculous. Whatever, we can simplify this, folks. We don't have to get all complicated. Simple works. I agree with you too there. It makes sense. Thank you, 479. So I'm appealing to all of your logic, and I basically do that. I like to reduce things to what really makes sense to the average person. Not that you're an average person, but I'd like to make things simplified for all of us to understand it. I certainly don't want to be one of those guys that sends innocent people to death row. I really wouldn't want to bear that on my conscience. I think there are some people in hospitals who would get electrocuted, sure, simply by sticking their finger in their light socket. But you want to talk about healthcare? Yeah, there's a day of reckoning that's coming for American healthcare providers and me. I will be getting those people to snap together and work right with the system. Right now, they're stealing money from the average person. They are sucking money out of everybody who goes medically bankrupt. If you go into a hospital, even with a full Obamacare plan right now, they're going to target you as, hey, you're the kind of person we need to fleece. Oh, what did you say your healthcare was? Primera? Oh, that's a good one. Pretty soon you got 2 or 3 operations. Maybe you need a little nip and tuck around your eye. Oh yeah, I'll pull a little facelift. Maybe we'll go in and investigate your vocal cords and then cause you to relapse or prolapse like poor Joan Rivers. And she didn't even sign on that, the waiver at the Yorkshire Clinic. She never even signed a release to do that. So they're basically going after the bucks. Greed mongers. Yeah, you hear that sound. It's not the Hippocratic Oath, it's the hypocritical oath, where they lie through their teeth that all they care about is the health and welfare. We just care about the poor patient. Now, bilk them. Prolapse, I think that you're referring to your rectal area. I'm sorry that happened to you. Wrecked him. It killed him. Well, this is my living room. Welcome to my green screen land, where I can just sit back and say, hey, so let's talk about world peace. What do you say? We'd like to bring world leaders to the White House. I would love to entertain at the White House. I'd like to even give you guys a chance to go to the buffet for a reasonable price and have a good selection of organic food and humanely treated animals. Maybe some of the chickens could be range fed out by the south end of the West Wing, over by the West Wing. Yeah. Oh, the trailer? Yeah. Well, we basically live in a nice modular home, and I'm not bragging, I'm not complaining. I think all of us could have a decent place to live. These things are amazing. You can get them for $50,000. 1,300 square feet out here in Washington. Brand new. You can buy them used for $15,000 and put new cedar siding around them, and they look like a brand new house. I'm telling you, I could take a used mobile home, put it on a half-acre lot, re-side it with cedar, make it look like a cabin, and probably flip it and make $20,000 each time I do it. I probably could, but I don't want to do it. It's just too much of a pain in the butt. I know, cedar siding looks good, and you can always, it makes it look like a cabin. I love that. Joan Rivers, no. Please, if you have a sexual attraction for, what do they call them? Grandma? MILFs or something? They're called GILFs, right? Don't go there. And I'm not into the necrophiliacs either. So please, don't go there. Show some respect. I'll tell you. Have you seen a green screen behind you at the moment? Oh, no. Of course. Do I have a green screen behind me? How could I appear to be in the White House any other way? Of course I have a green screen. You want to see it? Yeah. All right. Little reality check there. Yeah. I'm not in the White House. Okay. Oh yeah. Dangerfield idolized Henny Youngman. And Shecky Green idolized Dangerfield. I know. And Sam Kinison idolized Shecky Green. And you know who idolized Sam Kinison? Practically every comedian I know. I will not continue the tradition of Martha's Vineyard vacations. No. I have a much better place to go on vacation. It's the White House, where I need to get the job done. I can't afford to go on vacation as president. It's ridiculous to think that I would take... Shecky Green is a guy who did stand-up in the Catskills, New York. Yeah, you'd have to have been there a couple thousand times to see the guy talk in front of a bunch of old people. Sam Kinison was the son of a preacher man. Yeah. You saw Rodney in the casino? Yeah, right. Okay. Sure, no one's seen Rodney. No one even knows what he looks like. The secret agent man. You're cool in my book, but you're sending the wrong message. Had to call you out. Okay, who are you talking to? I hope you're not talking to me. Yeah. I meant Rodney Dangerfield, yeah. Yeah, well, you might want to find another room where someone understands your retardation. If America can't clean out its own house, why does it try cleaning out everyone else's? Good point. We need to get our troops home and protect our borders and take care of our own nation. Okay, you just need some downtime, late night. Okay. Love you, man. Hey, love you, dude. Thank you. Thanks for opting not, an evening of constant masturbation and instead just talking on our show. It's like philosturbation. I appreciate that. Come on in. There's nothing nasty here. We're straight up normal people. Well, not that normal. No one wants to be that normal. Happy Thanksgiving! Well, make no mistake about it. That's an outrageous accusation. You're saying that presidents masturbate? Wow. Could you imagine what one of those guys would have said if you had said that to him? Mr. Kennedy, do you masturbate? This is when he's down in the wine room with all those women. That's just disgusting. It's not what your country can do for you. It's what you can do for me down in the wine room. Remember that wine cabinet down there? Oh, my did. I'm just saying he had a lot of affairs. I don't think that was proper. I don't know if they're master debaters. Well, I'm glad I got you on a topic that you enjoy talking about. So anything you want to talk about, feel free. Take a walk on the wild side. Take a walk on the wild side. Ah, yes, bless you. Thank you, brethren, for coming in here. I'm wishing you a happy Thanksgiving, and may these misguided protesters receive the sanctity of knowing that they are now peaceful and have become nonviolent and will join the ranks of the flock of sheep as we head off to the slaughter. I really have a feeling that those people in Ferguson are going, what do we have to do to get restitution? What do we have to do to get this nation to respect the rights of the people here in Ferguson? I can only imagine how they're upset. So are we just going to ignore them like there's some blip in the universe? Admittedly, they shouldn't have been violent. But let's realize that this is a time to make some changes, systemic changes. Cops, we have the technology. Cops can wear cameras. It's very easy. And they can go through their daily life with everything being recorded, and at the end of the day, when they do their end of the day report, they simply unplug the SD card, stick it in there, and zip zip, record it into the infinite memory banks. No, I don't. I'm not. I'm not trying to. If I were single, well, if I was single, ya dee ha dee ha dee ha dee ha dee ha dee ha dum, all day long I'd pitter patter pat with my little fingers the ass. I'd fantasize about all these women that walk around in their tight skirts. Ya ha dee ha. No, I have no idea if I can really tell you what it would be like. Because it's not really on my. I'm hardwired for monogamy. Yeah, I'm a monogamist. I like to settle down. I like to, kind of nurture my love nest. All right. Well, thank you for coming in. I like variety, and you like variety. Okay, you're a manly man. Well, who cares? I'm not a materialistic pig, guest 972. Why don't you go into the room for materialistic pigs? Okay? Thank you. Yeah, just go into the room that says materialistic pigs. Come on in. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. What do you mean what happens when I get old? I already am old. I'm 54 years old, for crying out loud. I can barely move. Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, you guys can spend your rest of your life fantasizing. Does that matter? I am on tilt. No, I am not. Ding, 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 ding. This isn't some sort of a machine game. Yes, rigor mortis has set in. I can barely move. Hey, no, I really work out. Not many people are in shape when they get older. And I'm working on not only getting in shape, but staying in shape. It's like a lifestyle. I've been leading this lifestyle for a long time. I work out. But I'm not, in ideal condition. If I did a lot of road work, I could lose maybe 15 pounds. I know. I got a little extra. I know. But I'm not complaining. I'm happy I've got a little extra to last the apocalypse. So I've got about a 3-week food padding around me. No, I don't have a home gym, but I work out every day. No, that is an outrageous accusation. But when you get to a point where you can't really you can't really get rid of those 1 inches of subcutaneous layer around your wherever, somewhere around your body you got an inch hanging, and you work. Believe me, when you get to be 50 years old and you ride bike 20 miles a day, Charles, right? You're probably in better shape than I am. You probably have a much tighter body fat index, but I don't do steroids, no. Well, how I work out is private. I don't like to tell you how I work out because it's a secret. I play video games, yeah. How did you guess? My fingers are constantly moving. Well, having a little fat gives you a higher muscle mass strength. Exactly. I wouldn't be so strong in the fingers because I've got a real strong thumb. I'll tell you that. I don't really want to give you guys or ladies, a sampling of what it's like to work out when you're in my condition. No. I swim 3 times a day. I have a swim spa. It's not a rigorous exercise. If it was more rigorous, like when I was training in martial arts, I'd be sweating a lot more. And I almost feel like I need that, but I really don't want to go back to the dojo and work out with my sensei. Last time I kicked his ass, and I don't think he likes me very much. My spa is a pond, yes. No, I have a swim spa. It's It's a full-on swim spa where I work out. I live the life la vida. So I always kind of maintain a certain amount of extra padding, though, in order to deal with the crises of the apocalyptic meltdown that's coming. I'm always just wondering, well, I've got food storage, but do I have enough fat around my body to survive the apocalypse? I don't like to fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm a peace-loving man. Sarah's great, Topper Dan. She'll be in a little while, so cool your jets there, buddy. No, I'm not a scam artist, Reptoid. Please don't say that. I've never scammed anybody. I haven't made one penny from anything we've ever done here. The teeth are right here. Ready to go. So, my whole thing is I like to keep myself toned, but I'm not a muscle guy. I'm not a big muscle guy. My whole body's set up for smooth muscle activity. Because of my stamina in my personal spa, I can swim for a long, long time. But in case you've seen swimmers, their bodies have smooth muscles. So under this veneer of adipose tissue is this really lithe and trim guy who's just waiting to pop out in the next year. I have been working diligently at getting my weight under control. I started at 260 pounds, and I'm down to about 225 right now, but after dinner I think it's 227. But now I'm getting to, I want to get to 200, believe it or not. So I got 25 pounds to lose doing this, and I don't think I'm going to get there. So I'm going to have to do some hard exercise. Swimming is great exercise, Charles, but believe me, your bike riding is actually more conducive for full cardio. I eat at least 2,000 calories of food. Smiling with my fake teeth makes you laugh with your belly. Oh, that's good. Oh, aren't you special? Ho, ho, ho. No, I don't run. And the reason is I don't run, I don't want to be shot in my neighborhood. Not that people are shooting people in my neighborhood. I just don't want to be a roaming target. And I don't really want to get a treadmill because I think that's a waste of plastic. And I don't want to see garbage in my living room. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. Could you rephrase your question? I live outside of Seattle. We live on an island called Whidbey Island, right near the Naval Air Station here on Whidbey Island. Yeah, well, I'm pretty flat-chested too. These aren't big boobs. These are nice toned chest area. But yeah, bodybuilding is, to me, a little too strenuous in the heart. I've got a low-impact lifestyle, so I'm trying to, get myself to live at least 150 years. I'm 6'4" and 225 pounds. Well, there you go. That might be the way to get elliptical on an incline with decent resistance. Plus, I'll be able to build my glutes because I understand white men can't jump. And I haven't jumped since that movie came out. No, you can't tell me anything. I'm unfortunately not going to allow you to tell me anything. Why do you ask me if you can tell me something? Why don't you just tell me? Thank you. Really? Elliptical did nothing for your waistline after a couple of years of doing it? Forget elliptical. I want maybe a portable liposuction device hooked up to a small wet vac. Is that available? Is there like a Black Friday sale for wet vacs with small nozzles that I can suck all my fat out? Like a turkey baster for the midriff? Yeah, I got my teeth straightened out. Yeah, they're great now. Fantastic. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. When she reached about 50 years old, it's like, how do I get rid of this middleweight? I know. I look fine. I know I do, but the fact is, I'm still working on that sculpted. Right now, I've got flabs of steel. And I want abs of steel, Well, thank you. Thank you very much. How can I be any more presidential than this? Thank you. Well, let's be clear. And you're not 50. You may vote for you because of those teeth? Well, thanks. Nothing like a winning smile. I'm going to start jogging in the White House. No, there's nothing near me. I'm far away. I'm probably isolated. There's a Thrive place, and every time I go in there, I get creeped out. All those beautiful women looking at me. It bugs me. Now, I don't have any bears on the island. No, there's a couple coyotes, but that's about it. No, I can't. Are you on methamphetamines right now? Because it sounds like you are on methamphetamines. Oh, bummer. Are you snorting lines? Oh, come on, Reptoid. I allowed you to stay in the room, and now I got to ban you. God, this is disgusting. The guy's got nothing. He got nothing. He's got nothing. How you to pay? Where you to go when you get what you got? Damn straight it's a nice gun. $350 retail. Nobody even knows what I'm doing anymore. Doesn't even matter. So is Christopher Walken going to be facing charges with the Natalie Wood situation? Does anybody know? I don't think Christopher Walken's attorney even knows.
I don't think anyone knows.
Please refrain from those nasty discussions. Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Christopher Walken
He's
and
about
Natalie Wood.
Death that happened many moons ago when we were still young. You and I were just wee infants.
Yeah, you were just wee ones.
Probably not even born yet.
Let me move over a little bit.
Let this seat.
Here, you want this chair? I can use that.
No, I don't want that chair.
That cute?
I don't like the arms on that chair.
Okay.
Whereas you
so
always
cute.
bend on my arms,
I
thinking
know.
it's like that. You're sitting in that chair.
Oh, that's so special. Who was your favorite president? John F. Kennedy. When we were just a little boy, my mother told me.
Oh.
A child. Okay, that is my figure.
366.
Why is it past sexual behavior creeping up celebrities? I think it's all about getting money. Bill Cosby, Christopher Walken. I know. Maybe it's about the fact that Bill Cosby was so vocal about the Ferguson story. You know, he went out publicly about the plight of the black man in many different, even met with that guy who was killed.
Yes, I did have a nice Thanksgiving meal, thanks to David.
Thank you.
Thank
The
you.
guy from Meet the Press, remember him? I just tweeted a great interview that Bill Cosby had with Tim Russert. Yeah, Tim Russert. And it was like 1999, right around there. Tim Russert and he had a great conversation about racial relations. Tim, yeah, and then Tim got that heart attack that no one could explain. We did have turkey and stuffing, yeah. Then Tim was gone. Yeah, he talked about 9/11. He talked about the chapter 322, the Skull and Bones, with Bush and with Kerry during that election, and that pretty much could have gotten him taken out. Yeah.
You believe that Ronald Reagan was the greatest president of all times? Well, you're entitled to your belief. I voted for Jimmy Carter that year. I asked Nancy what was the person to vote for on the astrology chart, and she said that she needed another Valium, and then to ask her later when I wouldn't bother her, and then she told me to vote for Jimmy Carter.
All right.
Well, I thought that Jimmy Carter was a good president, but he didn't do everything that he said he was going to do because of the racism against white people.
All right. Please refrain from any kind of prurient activity today. Today is a day of remembrance and Thanksgiving. It's not to talk about your body part. Same to you, buddy. A day of reflection upon what a sick, perverted person you are. So start reflecting on that and stop being perverted.
Well, I didn't say that I was Jimmy Carter. I never lusted after a Playboy magazine. It actually was a hustler. And Rosalind didn't know about it. Because Playboy didn't show some of the nastier areas of the human anatomy. But it was clearly racism that had caused that problem.
Well, I know that if I had not voted for Jimmy Carter, I would have been hated in my Democratic household where I pretended to be a Republican.
I try to keep it PG. Always pigs.
I'm really getting a little tired of this ridiculous stuff going
I
on
think
here.
I'm just gonna have to ban it.
Yeah, ban it. Ban it good. Do 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 do. Ban it good. Ban it good. Do
True,
do do
Master
do do.
Meatball. Master Meatball, I tried telling people about the Thanksgiving and they're like attacking me or something about
Well.
the true history of Thanksgiving.
Well, the true history of Thanksgiving obviously is a bad memory for a lot of people who are now dead. Okay? So let's just pretend like everything's fine and the Pilgrims and the Indians got along just great, and let's live in a fantasy world where Thanksgiving was a happy time for the Indians and the Native and the Pilgrims.
Ticket Tie Bag says, "How do you live with David? He cracks me up. I'd be laughing all the time. You totally need someone like that in your life rather than me. I'm so sad."
I'm going to go ahead and end up My Hero Zero. Anytime somebody tells me to work on my impressions, they should try doing impressions themselves. Yeah. It's a bannable offense to criticize my impressions.
No, we're not Mormons. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right, great. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not Amish either. But
I
I'm
said
also
Native
I'm not
Americans.
brain dead.
I didn't say Indians. I said natives.
Okay, hang on. We got a good one there. Well, this is getting to be kind of fun. It's called "Can You Ban That Person in the Next 2 Seconds?" That's the name of the game, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to be banning as many people as possible in the next 2 seconds. Oh, I heard. Hey, there's an article right there. Scott Stapp, the singer from Creed, is homeless and he's complaining. I heard about this. I got a call today from Businessman. He told me all about this. This is a breaking news, folks. It hasn't really hit the major news other than TMZ. But as you know, Scott Stapp had a lot of a rocky time in after his group Creed kind of had some changes. Recently, he's lost everything in a lawsuit over royalties. And let's see what we got here. They're out to get him, he said. Check this out. The lead singer of Creed and one of the most successful frontmen in the 90s says the government has stolen his money and now he's so desperate he can't even afford rent or food. Stapp just posted a 15-minute cry for help on his Facebook page, saying the IRS has frozen his accounts and the banks have conspired to rob him of his fortune. Wow. The singer says his wife, who's filed for divorce, is trying to get him committed, falsely accusing him of doing meth and showing signs of paranoia. Her divorce docs reportedly contain text messages from Stapp, which say, among other things, Florida is not safe. Biological weapons on the way. What? Okay. Stapp said another text which read, I wouldn't doubt if the CIA is behind Alcoholics Anonymous. And he warns God created you and now God is ending you. Watch the video, man. It's really sad. Okay. Okay, you guys tell me when you're ready to watch the video. Yeah, I will play it for you. Maybe at the end of our show, along with that Alex Jones, Bill Hicks story. Yeah, where I'm going to play that story, I made a copy of it. The Bill Hicks, Alex Jones story is great. It was a 15-minute or a 33-minute video that Businessman told me about the other day. And it really goes into depth, man. These are the same people that did that irrefutable proof about Michelle Obama being a man. They did some real deep research on this guy, and Alex Jones doesn't even look like the original Alex Jones. Yeah, it was a good one, 976. What's the topic you want me to finish, Mr. Stick in the Mud? One topic at a time. What's the question? I didn't change the subject at all. I was talking about various things right now. We're talking about the Alex Jones because somebody in the room talked about it. Okay, that's why I changed the subject. Okay. I know, we don't have to deal with that guy during the Thanksgiving. I am thankful, yeah. He was lying every time he called me. It was weird. Creed may have sucked, but it's better than all the crap these days, like One Direction, really?
Happy Thanksgiving, Shrek. I hope you had
Hey,
Have a
Shrek.
safe night too.
Yeah, last night Shrek made the news in our show when he offered to drive Ed all the way to California to pick up a free van to live in on his vacation. And Ed was like dumbfounded by the whole thing. He didn't know what to do. That's a pretty nice deal, yeah. That is so nice, I know. Who can beat free? I know. I'm wondering who was going to pay the gas on that one, Shrek. I mean, that's not exactly cheap to go from where you are to California. Da 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 da. So you're gonna pay for the gas, man. What a kind gesture, yeah. Well, better than living on the street right now in Albuquerque. Guess 153. I used to live in a van down by the beach in Venice, California, and I had a little area in the van where I had a little cook stove that I would turn on, open a window, of course, and I'd cook inside the van and warm it up, close the windows down, turn the light off, jump in my sleeping bag and on my nice, big, huge, full-sized foam mattress, turn on my stereo system that I customized in my hippie love van, and I just tune out to a little Pink Floyd. No, I made a vow of poverty at the age of 18 and moved into my van and lived by the beach for a couple years. It was great. I'm glad I did it. Yeah, one day I woke up on Veteran Avenue, literally, and I turned my head, I popped my head right out the window, I opened the van door up, and I turned over.
Good night, 8008.
8008, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
I will let Sarah talk for a while, but thank you. Why don't you go away? And I looked over to the side and saw Charles Bronson jogging. And he looked right at me. Charles Bronson used to jog up and down Veteran Avenue. I felt like I was in the middle of a movie, like Death Wish 5 or something. It's just amazing. All right, I'll let Sarah talk for a while.
They're telling you to check out that video about the Alex Jones video.
I will, I did. I'm going to
Search
play
on
it.
YouTube for the producers. Castle Jen Bassett, something about YouTube banned that video.
Yeah, Castle Jen Bassett, they were banned, yeah. Interesting. I'll look up that information because we have it on Vivo and we're allowed to play it as long as we pay homage to the people that created irrefutable evidence. So we'll do that tonight. Charles Bronson lived here, where you are, really? Okay, let Sarah talk for a while. Okay, great.
That's a good question. Why doesn't Scott Stapp just work at Burger King or something else? Maybe because he's suffering a little bit in his mind and he's not able to hold a job or something.
Dinner was great. We had a wonderful meal.
I don't hate anyone. Dinner was fantastic. Happy Thanksgiving. I had a fantastic dinner for sure.
Here it is, right there. We actually did our.
Mashing potatoes.
It's called President's Butter, like David's running.
I'll let you watch this for a bit. You can always just X out of it.
Yeah, it's true. Evil Dance, too good.
Yeah, it's really
How goes the battle? The battle continues.
Here's her potato nosh. And I'm over here talking to you guys. Oh, your dad saw Gary Cooper in Los Angeles? Really? Oh, that's pretty cool.
We had a request to do about an hour of.
Yeah, that was Sarah and I cooking earlier, and we had a great turkey. I hope all of you had a nice turkey meal.
I think it worked out.
I plan to sleep off my meal eventually.
Between like
Instead of work it off. I mean, really, I have a cold too. I mean, it's very mild cold, but I have a
We'll have about
cold,
a 1 hour
so
before we get
I
done.
mean, it's
I
been
know,
no,
right?
it's been
Um,
time that's passed between there.
I have a mild cold, so I think that the food will help me get over the cold. I say mild because it's not like I can, I'm not like I've got to stay in bed cold. It's more like I'll just deal with it. So where some people are out shopping right now, I decided not to go out shopping right now. I did do a little shopping online though. Hot turkey cures a cold. That's what I figured would happen. Now, is the 8008 year still here? So is there something particular you want to talk about? Because otherwise I'll probably dance from topic to topic. Oil of oregano is really good. I don't have any though. I have some oregano, but not oil of oregano. What did I buy? I bought a tablet for a friend's. Actually, they're like, yeah, so that's what I bought. Online shopping is better because I don't have to shop in the store. 4,000 to 8,000 milligrams daily of oil of oregano. I don't know about that. That's a lot. I don't drink Jerva, so I wouldn't drink any of those. Well, hot soup does help. Yeah. That would be nice. I wouldn't mind cuddling and watching people online and giggling. But I probably wouldn't giggle at people because I have a strange sense of humor. I don't giggle at people and make fun of people. Cosby was touched on, and David agreed with a guest that perhaps women were in it for the money. I would like to explore that. I'm sorry. I believe that there should be no statute of limitations for rape allegations, and that I also believe that there's so many allegations coming out against Cosby that I don't think it's just about the money. Really, I really don't think it's just about the money. I think that there's a lot of allegations, and I think I would like to see it go to, I would prefer for it to go to a trial before I make any, final determinations on it. But I don't think it's just about the money. Yes, if someone's a predator, they should be accountable. Exactly. And I really don't think, that's why I do believe that there should not be a statute of limitations for murder or rape. That's what I believe on that. And I wouldn't just like to see him disappear for a while. If these allegations are true, I would like for him to face charges. Now, perhaps they're not true, but, and then that's, you do have a point, Master Meatball. If these women were, in fact, raped, they should have gone and gotten a rape kit. It's very difficult to realize, people that are raped should not, the first inclination that they want to do is go just take a shower and clean themselves from just the mindset of having themselves violated. But the very first thing they should do is not touch anything on their body and get themselves to a hospital. Either have somebody drive them or drive themselves, get to a hospital, and allow a rape kit to be done on them, because if it's not reported immediately, it's very difficult to prove, because it's one side versus the other side, and there's no evidence other than it's a he said she said thing. Now, in a case when it's a case with a lot of different people making allegations, there might be more than that, because there's more than just one person reporting it. But yeah, it's not as easy as just reporting a rape, because there is a lot of psychological aspects to it, and then they do have to have a rape kit, and that is someone going in to them and checking, because there's different there's different bruising that happens. Thanks, Orange Chocolate. I don't like anything people say really get to me, Orange Chocolate, but thank you. So your client is designing rape kits and programs for the military. That's very good, especially when you talk about rape in the military. So I'm trying to stay on topic. I'm making a little segue. rape, when you bring in rape in the military, that's a very, very difficult thing, because there's the entire idea of fear of recrimination if someone says something. It's really, really difficult. Yet, well, I would say yes and no. A man's reputation, you say, is ruined after rape allegations. I would say the thing is that it's not just. I think allegations are allegations, and a man's reputation is ruined if he actually engages in that kind of activity. Not just allegation. If he's proven innocent, I mean, he is innocent until proven guilty, and that's why I'm not going to say anything, other than there's a lot of allegations out there, and I would like to see some kind of court action take place with Cosby, but it's I don't necessarily think, that has to ruin his entire reputation. I don't think that she belongs in prison for longer than a rapist would be sentenced, but I do believe that people that make false claims should face some kind of prosecution as well. I mean, just like if people make false claims to a police department, they should face some kind of allegations, whether it's rape or other false claims. Yes, thank you, 913. There are people in the military really trying to change the culture in the military, and I want to say to your friends, I admire your friends, whoever they are, because I'm glad that they're trying to make rape kits that are designed for the military. And a big issue is to give those individuals psychological counseling. Because when you're raped, rape is not just a physical act, it's also a psychological act. Okay, now I'm going to move on to, from that, I'm segueing rape into the military. Now I'm dropping the rape issue. I'm moving on to military. Okay. Military and psychological things that happen to people in the military. Psychologically in the military, there's also a lot of other incidents that happen. I mean, just witnessing the violence that happens in the military that the people are exposed to in the duty of defending our nation, there's a lot of psychological issues that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And I want to encourage counseling for all military personnel, and specifically there's a new type of counseling. I need to research this, but I've heard about it. It's one actual psychological treatment that's been proven effective with post-traumatic stress disorder. It's called rapid eye movement therapy. And it actually works to change the brain. So there's rapid eye eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So this is rather interesting. I actually have seen this kind of therapy actually help people with post-traumatic stress. Here we go. Here's an article about it from WebMD. Well, this doesn't erase memory through lobotomy, but it's... No, a vorpal bite, I will say this. I encourage but would not require all military have psychological treatments, but I would definitely encourage it. And I don't want to take away their Second Amendment rights at all. I don't think that we should take away anyone's Second Amendment rights. Wow, Xanatril, that's very scary. Yes, I would recommend that the military have education. Yes, I would encourage all military to have psychological treatment. Now, I wouldn't require it, but I would encourage it. Because the thing is, right now, it's just seen as, I would say that the military, the culture is changing, but in the past, it was seen as a weakness if military personnel chose to seek out psychological treatment. So, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing is fairly new, non-traditional type of psychotherapy. It's growing in popularity for treating post-traumatic stress disorder, and it remains controversial among some healthcare professionals, but I've actually seen it work. I mean, I will say this, I'll be more specific. I've seen people who have undergone those treatments. I don't know what the treatment totally entails, but I've seen people actually seem to improve in their behavior. Yes, I would consider serving our country on the front line. Right now, I don't believe they would take me in the military, but I would consider it. Well, the thing is, Jerva, you say your cousin went to war in Iraq and other places, and you told him you just became a slave for your own government. I mean, how do you think your cousin feels about that? I mean, was he in the military before 9/11? If so, I bet you didn't make him feel very good. Either way, I don't think it made him feel very good. And, once someone's in the military, they've already made a decision. I mean, yes, you can talk to them all you want before they enter the military in that tone, but while they're actually there, I believe that, hey, you made a decision. I support you making your decision and living the life that you choose. David doesn't have any problems. Yeah, David has a cat, but he doesn't have any problems. So this eye movement desensitization and reprocessing uses a patient's own rapid rhythmic eye movements. The movements dampen the power of emotionally charged memories of post-traumatic events. Well, then I would just say 8008 if you don't support your nephew or Jerva doesn't support his cousin, you don't have to even talk to them. You're going away from my chat room 1536. I'm not responding to you, Alan. Besides that. No, I have not been drinking tonight. Was I in favor of the war in Iraq? No. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Just avoid the whole topic of his profession. Where you don't appreciate his profession, that's fine. Because of the names you gave me and I did research on them. Oh, so she has a new video up? Alright, I'll write it down. I wish it was one word. There we go. Why did it do that? I'll just write it down. Castle Jen Bassett.
I don't recommend going to the military instead of going to college. I would recommend going to a community college before joining the military. If you can avoid joining the military, that'd be great.
Alright.
Bless you.
They say you should check out this person.
No, I know all about that. It's
Yeah,
been
not on
stricken from the
YouTube.
internet.
No, they're saying they just posted a new video.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad you directed the question to Sarah. What was your answer to that? You would recommend joining the military instead of going to college?
Yeah, I would recommend it.
So you'd
because-
want to go off to die in a war before you fulfilling your college education?
Wait, what? Would I recommend what? I thought you said would I recommend going to college before recommending going to war.
No.
Maybe I misheard you. I would recommend people go to college if they can. If they can afford it. I mean, and I would recommend them applying for any grants or even loans in order to go to college.
We have no ties to anyone. Whatever you're referring to, we have no ties to anything. If you're referring to us reading off of a list that was sent to our email, that was an erroneous list. It was from
him.
from an attacker.
And you're
Go
the
ahead.
attacker, so I'm gonna
Hang on, no,
take you out.
copy the chat first. Hang on. Hang on. There we go.
Start it from up there. Start
Okay.
it from up there.
All right, coming up. Right up here.
Right there. Where it says guest 645. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're going to report you to Homeland Security. You are obviously anti-Semitic. Hang on. And we don't appreciate that. And we don't appreciate being tricked. That was ridiculous. We were reacting to, and this is for the record, we were reacting to somebody claiming they were posting signs in people's houses the other day. Yeah, we have no idea who these people are. All right. No, a manly man like me wouldn't want to wear a white dress. Meow TV. Okay.
But I also said I would serve in the front line.
Sure.
With our military.
Well, I would serve in the front line if I had an opportunity to. You could airdrop me right in the middle of Mogadishu. I would give you my all. I would support our troops. If you airdrop me in the middle of the ISIS front line,
Things
where
that are
we're
true.
attacking ISIS, I will do my best to help support our troops.
You're right, David would like that skirt.
Would not like the skirt, no.
You would not like that skirt.
Oh, you in this? Oh, that's a cute, it's very Irish looking. It brings me back to my Irish obsession.
Neither Coke nor Pepsi.
ISIS, I have not seen them, no. They're not in America that I can see. Can you show me exactly where they are? Then I'll give you solid proof that they exist. You don't believe in this country or its people. You'll never defend this government, and you are former military. Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. Vorpelbite went the full circle and did the whole routine that many military people do. They just are disgusted with the way our military has been misused, killing innocent people around the world. I mean, there's a death toll of millions of people, 5 million people between what happened in Vietnam and what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. 5 million people have been affected by our country. Dead. Bill Hicks was very funny, yeah, but when he became Alex Jones, everything changed. And many people are really wondering if this really is the underbelly of our government acting out with secret media plans and control over our airwaves through various surreptitious means. The CIA has been embedded in most of our network TV shows. I see a little CIA agent in every single movie I see. I've been watching a really good movie, a series called Nikita, and I flat out know that their tech advisor is top notch. You remember Tom Clancy, the guy who wrote all those great stories like Hunt for the Red October? Yeah, Candy Kaufman was good too, yeah. Tom Clancy actually they broke into his house, the CIA and FBI agents, excuse me, and said, hey, how do you get this information that you put in the novels? And he had to actually walk them to the public library and show them how he pieced together all the secret information he put together. By the way, Tom Clancy died a couple years ago. Again, a young man dying of a heart attack. Very strange. Tom Clancy was one of the greatest authors of our nation's history, and gone because he may have known too much. Yeah, there is truth behind some of the science fiction espionage books and movies. Yeah. Down to the mole and the scars. I know, Jerka fan. I've been talking about the Bill Hicks, Alex Jones things for over a year on our Conspiracy Monday show. And I got to tell you, I really believe that Alex Jones has been COINTELPRO. He's the counterintelligence officer that was put in play to present stories that were half-truths and make them sound even wackier. Kind of like move it into the middle and then bring it over. No, I don't really have a sexual attraction to Nikita. I find her an interesting woman, but I don't have that, lust thing going on. No. Not at all. Lust doesn't always come before love. I don't know if you know this. Believe it or not, some people love before they lust. Yeah, Bill Hicks was from a military family. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if the answer to that question. Clancy messed up Congress and made them think a submarine caterpillar drive was real technology. Interesting. Warplebite. Wow, you know something I don't. Okay, nice for you. Okay. Just chill out, man. Chill out. Go with it. All right, David, now what do you say about doppelgangers? I've been mentioning the doppelganger thing here for a while now. Well, guess 976. Danke schön for mentioning the doppelganger. Yeah, we are very, very concerned about the possibilities that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. Yeah, we are now very concerned. Yeah, did you read the story in the... Yeah. So what about that story that Businessman broke the other night? You have no idea what Germans sound like. If you think we sound like Nazi Chinese, you are mistaken. If I was talking like Chinese, it'd be more like they are talking like this. It's just a whole different dialect. Exactly. No, Andy Kaufman is not really Jimmy Carrey. Andy Kaufman is still alive, though. Oh, no. Your dog was put to sleep today? Oh, man.
Sorry.
That's terrible. Oh, no. How old was he? Yeah, you have told me about the doppelgangers. Yeah, danke schön. How old? Only 10 years? Oh, man. Did you give him flea baths by any chance? Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. You never gave him flea baths, huh? Okay. Wasn't flea baths. Dogs are cool. Did he roll over yesterday before he passed away? Because that happened to my dog. He died at 10 years. What happens, this is the deal with dogs.
Big dog.
If he's a big dog, and I'm not kidding, in more cases than you would imagine, big dogs have a stomach issue where if they roll over, their stomach doesn't roll over with them. There you have it. He may have done that. and their stomach twists a knot, and this happened to my collie at 10 years old. I had a similar problem. Thank you. Well, let's be clear.
He had a big tumor in his stomach. Oh,
Hello.
poor dog.
Okay. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, you're on. Hi, how's it going? It's a non-issue? What do you mean? What are we talking about? The story about Creed? So he pulled it off? It's no longer there?
Amber's almost a decade old. Amber's a little more than a decade old. At the top.
I'm looking at one right now here. Somebody just sent me a new post. Let me see if it opens up. He pulled the video. Yeah, it's no longer there. Yeah, he pulled it. Okay. All right. Well, I guess he doesn't want to be known as a person who's talking about, various things.
It's pretty fun.
So
to be
what's
on
he do? Is
YouTube.
he in a
Try some fluoride.
Is he in a homeless shelter or something? Is he is he okay? Okay. So now he's being yanked. Now he's being yanked from the internet. Creed, that article that just popped in our room, that Creed story that just popped in about Scott Stapp has been pulled. Thank you, businessman. Wow. Wow. No. TMZ is a pretty... Right.
They have it on Daily Beast, TMZ, Cleveland.com.
It's gone, though. Has it been copied? But has it been copied? Has it been copied? All right. Well,
There was an edition from yesterday, and there was a repost, volume 2 or episode 2 today, and it's gone.
it's gone. It's all gone, man. The whole story, his complaint about everything. That's sad. Yeah, he can't even get his word out, this guy of Creed, Scott Stapp.
It's done, David.
It's done. It's done. It's over. Yeah. What are we going to do here to help Scott out? Any ideas?
With who?
How are we going to help Scott out? I mean,
No, there's no help with Scott. Scott's got all the help that he needs now. Scott can stop himself, honestly.
he screwed himself, you think?
Yeah, he didn't screw himself. Scott just basically, he went to terms and he got his money back. And that's it. I mean, Creed, we're talking about my prison, we're talking about Take Me Higher, and that's it.
Okay.
And we're talking about a bunch of kids in the works, in the whole equation.
Yeah.
That is Scott Stapp, and that's the small thing. So
Okay.
we have those people involved, such as your kid, and you're pressing buttons.
Right now,
Oh, it's on. It's on. Hang on. We got it. We
I'm
got
under
it.
some kind of pretty
Hang on. We got to
vicious
copy
attack.
this. We got 2 minutes of this thing.
Where do I do it? Up here?
Hang on. Let me go ahead and... I'm going to make a copy of it right now.
Then we put Scott's
No, I got it. I'll pick it up later. No, I'm good. Any kind of information we can find about his situation, obviously, we need to get this guy, some exposure at the very least,
No, we don't need to do it. The story's in the lights. He's in the videos. He's discredited, David. Don't push.
He's discredited. He's not even the real story. What are you talking about?
No, it's not even a
We can barely hear you.
I can barely hear you. Are you talking
You're really
close to
distorted.
your...
go to TMZ.com and let's see what Zionists are saying.
Okay.
And,
Oh, so we have to listen to the Zionists now? Is that right? Okay.
well, no, it's not about listening to the Zionists, but
We have to listen to why they pulled the story of this guy.
Scott Depp criticizing Obama caused my downfall. That's the last thing. And then that was the last headline about him on TMZ.
Really?
And
Wow.
all of his videos are gone about how his bank account was drained. I don't know if David told the room.
No kidding. Let me play that. Obama's to blame. This is good. Publicly criticizing Obama caused my downfall. Look at this. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Okay. Okay. Well, now that he's off the rails, I'm getting more interested. Now that he's off the rails, I'm getting more interested. Now I'm getting even more interested now that he's off the rails. Thanks for calling. All right. Oh yeah, it's real done. Yeah. We'll wrap it all up. We'll just put that to rest. We'll just close that chapter. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, man, for telling me. All right, cool. Well, I'll listen to this and we'll get a whole reckoning of what's going on, and then we'll get back to you. Thank you. All right, take care.
This is a much longer video.
Bye-bye. Okay,
This is
let's
like
grab that one
15
too.
minutes.
Grab that one too. I want to piece this together. Somebody yanked his
Which one?
the medium one right there. Yeah, and just go to download right over there. Right there. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And you hit save. Yeah. I will be looking at that up close and personal because that's really, really weird.
Thanks, and
And I get a call from a businessman telling me, oh man, the story's been pulled. It's no longer an issue. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit more interested.
What do you mean no longer an issue?
Well, that's kind of what I got from him. He's done. He's wrapped up. Creed won't talk again online. And I'm going, is this like suppression of evidence? I don't know at this point. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about your dog. So he had a tumor he formed over a period of time. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to
We're so
say,
close to
but-
these animals. I don't know what I would do. Yeah. They should never have to die. They're so wonderful that they should never have to die. I know. A friend of mine lost his 2 Yorkshire puppies or dogs. They were 12 and 14 years old. They died within a week of each other. The one dog was so upset that the other dog died. He died too. It's like the relationship animals have with their owners is so phenomenal. Low. Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Aw, your other dog seems so lost. I'm sorry to hear that.
Really? Wow. Is this a time to mourn, or is this a time? Is this like Ecclesiastes, a time to grieve and a time to die? I mean, what is this, man? Are you the one who has Tourette's who keeps using bad words around me when you call in? Brian? Oh, come on. You sound like you're the one that has that problem where you scream out bad words. You don't have that problem? Okay.
That this morning.
Okay, so you read about Scott this morning, and the story totally changed in a few minutes today, folks. And now we get a call from businessmen saying, hey, it's no longer a story, just forget about it. Okay, great. Question Obama? Lose your life savings?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
there were several stories in there. One of the stories I was most interested in is the story about ATP's Connect.
Okay. Somebody is really having a problem here. That's probably, I'm glad I got him, is recorded. We'll have to write that number down. I wouldn't doubt he called from his home phone. That's how out of it this guy is. He's stalking us, claiming we're supporting KKK members. When he sent us a list of people that put their sign in our window, it turned out to be a list of people in the KKK. And, we would never endorse that. God, it's crazy. Yeah, let me write it down.
I think that's one of those numbers.
It could be one of those numbers, but you never know. It may be so
lying.
stupid he's going through some of his personal phone. He's so confident he could threaten us. I know, it's totally ridiculous. And we were just reading off a list of names of people that were putting signs in their windows. And the guy thinks, oh, well, I caught him, and we're going to use that against them the rest of their life. We got him in a good one there. Oh, yeah, dude. We'll ruin his political career on that one. Oh, yeah, man, this is cool. All right.
Okay, yeah, we got that, or one like it, businessman.
Well, let's be clear. We're going to have to get down to what really matters, which is me continuing to lie to the American people. Let's be careful. Be careful. I will be careful. I wasn't the one who actually put that on the screen, and I was the one that said, don't read their last names. If you recall me, I'm on camera saying that. But it didn't work out that way. But it doesn't matter. I can easily have plausible deniability. It's obvious. In fact, I have the proof. We recorded the show. Dave, with oxygen levels lowering on Earth, how are you going to help to stop it from lowering? We need more trees on Earth. Remove the carbon tax scheme. Yeah. Well, Gerva, one of the things I'd like to do is definitely remove the carbon tax scheme. Make sure that people...
Carbon taxes doesn't solve the carbon problem.
Carbon tax and cap and trade will not solve the carbon problem at all. We've proven that. We've seen how the Copenhagen Treaty created a whole monopoly game in Europe that did not in any way benefit the planet whatsoever. Are you sure? Or are you you're making that up?
No, they're just trolling.
Okay. Well, the carbon point legislation scheme that Barack Obama is pushing is all about making money downstream from anything that involves air pollution or anything that lowers the amount of oxygen or raises the carbon dioxide level. We can't possibly take another Ponzi scheme and add it to the existing Ponzi scheme the Federal Reserve already has and expect to get out of this complete mire of money grabbing and greed mongering. It's not going to happen. We will not go with carbon credits. We will not go with carbon point legislation. I'm going to introduce a very unique thing called innovation, where we actually fix the problem instead of talk about it. I'm not going to penalize industry. I'm going to partner with industry to fix the problem. That's how to get things done. I'm glad Australia removed the carbon tax. Thank you. In this tough economy, we're not going to be able to resolve our personal debt, let alone our national debt, unless we start giving the people back something. Nobody's benefiting right now except the very wealthy, too big to fail companies and the Wall Street executives. And Obama has proven to be just like Bush. Mark my words, this guy is exactly like Bush, cut out of the same cloth, and basically controlled by the same people. I don't know if there is a staph conspiracy right now, but I can tell you we're going to have a staph infection in this room if we keep talking about it. No, I don't want carbon credits. You do, because you're an idiot. You don't understand that a company like Dow Chemical could easily buy a dairy digester, use their carbon points to leverage against their other Dow Chemical points, and basically still pollute and cause nothing but destruction of the human species and our planet. And every piece of environment, water and air that we breathe or drink or breathe, in that order. Al Gore was a joke, and I wasn't laughing too much. It was kind of a bad joke. A businessman's in here to talk about a retraction from the stat full confession. Oh, now he's making a public statement with a full confession. Oh, so we've engineered a new one now. That was quick.
He's just saying other people copied it.
Good.
So.
Thank you very much, businessman. I'll read that, and I'm gonna assess the Scott Stamp situation as ASAP. Carbon point credits is a way to simply charge everybody for something they didn't do. I'm not responsible for flatulence coming out of a cow's butt. Just because I may have had a small steak, it's ridiculous. But these extreme liberals want to turn this nation into a bigger bureaucracy, unable to respond to the needs of the people. Now we're fixated on how much flatulence is coming out of a cow. Isn't that ridiculous? Well, this cow was tested and it produced 42 gallons of methane in one day. So instead of charging you a tax to eat or drink milk, I'm going to develop a very high-tech, advanced prosthesis for the cow's rectal area so that we can evacuate the gas, yet provide him or her adequate area for defecation.
Ironic.
That's what I'm calling innovation. Yeah, thank you. Advanced butt plug, right. So that's the kind of solution that would help, not giving Dow Chemical the benefit of killing off the entire planet with some sort of a monopoly scheme like Carbon Point and Cap and Trade. Believe me, it'd be a lot more humane to put something lubricated, of course, in that cow than to see it suffer with tremendous gas pain. It's like a flatulation device or something. I know. North Africa is going to be supplying European homes with solar power. That's so great, Adele. Yeah, there's a lot of solar projects that are moving forward. We look to see about 20% to 30% in that range of renewable energy from solar and wind. We're looking at a 20 to 30% contribution. But as you know, we still rely heavily on coal and petroleum. I don't like Dow because how could I? I started attacking Dow in 1967 in front of a large classroom of students. I proceeded with my plan to take the company to a new place when I started running for president in 2008.
Well, 438, why do you think they used to collect cow patties for fuel?
I want to help Dow Chemical migrate to the 21st century. They're still living in chemical warfare land right out of World War II.
Sure, Adele.
I was 7 years old. In front of my entire student body at my elementary school, I proceeded to launch a verbal attack against Dow Chemical, especially when the Dow Chemical representative came to our school. I was shocked that they would even come to our school. After reading Rachel Carson at the age of 6, I was consumed with anger at the pesticide industry, and to this day, I still believe they need to get their butts in front of me so I can get a reckoning from why they think it's okay to pollute the entire planet. Now, I don't have a problem with them making resin chairs in Houston, building 2,000 jobs, if they make sure that all of those plants are running with absolute zero emissions. But you cannot tell me that these industries are producing zero emissions. Sorry, I don't believe it. Well, we already are paying the interest to the loans to the Rothschilds. Well, by the way, Iceland just asked for another loan, Gerva, so their plan isn't working. And if they had sold at Reykjavik base to the Russians, they would have been SOL without any money at all. I understand the dynamics of the Iceland move, but believe me, you can't just completely let these institutions of business and finance completely collapse around you, like Iceland did. We'll do everything we can to give them a way out, but they're not going to get the perks that they had under Obama and Bush. No way. I will make Dow Chemical responsible for deaths that they may have caused from the kind of pollution that they're creating. In no way am I going to give them a brownie point for polluting. And that's what Cap and Trade does. It gives Dow Chemical a free rein to kill the planet. And I'm not going to allow that. So we'll partner with Dow in order to loop that process so we make sure all the pollution is controlled. And looping the coal pollution in our country with carbon sequestration is something we can do. But Obama and a Bush, they're basically cut out of the same cloth, and we can't afford to have another president like that. I can't afford to be like that. We are at a very, very pivotal point in our history right now. If we don't start cleaning up this planet is going to take us down. Physically. It will take down the human race. And I want to lead this world out of the situation it's in. I don't want to go down in history as a person who forgot the planet. The very thing that we call and dear our Mother Earth that we were born into. What is happening today and around our world is an atrocity, and it should be stopped. We need to move in directions that will make sense, not to necessarily punish Dow, but partner with them to fix their act up. We don't want pollution anymore. We don't need it. And if Roundup is the only way they can stop pests or weeds from growing, then I'm afraid we've got a little problem there. Because Roundup is poisoning our aquifers, killing off our frogs and our little tadpoles. It's a real problem. It may work for you, but around the country, we're basically killing off our water supply.
438, I take that as a compliment.
Thank you. A younger, leaner Grover Cleveland. Thank you. Well, anyway, I didn't know Grover Cleveland, so I don't really know. Hope you make contact with the mothership. I am not an earther or what do they call them, a tree hugger. I'm an environmentalist from way back. I actually promoted organic food for a long time. But that's not to say I wouldn't solely want organic food. I believe in integrated pest management, where we can actually begin to control situations that are extreme with pesticides, but let the organic matter flourish and develop its own microbial barriers to pests and the dangers of ravaging locusts and these things. But if you have locusts and there's out of control, you got to use pesticides, period.
It's just my back. It's a little...
I also say no to GMOs, yeah. In fact, I'm going to take Monsanto on head on with a Justice Department lawsuit. We will file, thank you, a Justice Department lawsuit we will file based on the recent court precedent by the Supreme Court that you cannot patent genetic human material based on a carbon. If you can turn a human out with a silicon base, you can patent it. So why in the world would we be allowing Monsanto to get patent rights and licensing fees from seeds that a person didn't even buy, that simply crossbred with one next to it, on organic matter made out of carbon? Why would the Supreme Court say, oh, it's okay for you to do that with organic matter but not with human beings? So we have a court precedent, we fly with it, we get the Justice Department to pound down on Monsanto and get them to stop charging the local farmers for seeds they don't even buy. It's unreal. They're getting away with this. They're charging farmers for seeds that they themselves replicated on their own farms, but somehow crossbred with the Monsanto GMO breed. It's terrible. A long, long time ago, I remember when the people were so happy, and they were singing, "Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was
know
dry."
what you would do to hold the Obama administration responsible for their criminal activities.
Well, we will definitely seek fraud charges on his birth certificate issue. No question about it. And don't say, oh, not the birth certificate issue again. He never allowed scientific study of that. I'm not quoting from a Matt Damon movie. I'm quoting from the song "Bye Bye American Pie" by the wonderful. Yeah. Thank you. You're an illegal immigrant. You want the same rights of an American. Don McLean. Thank you. You want the same rights of a regular American citizen. So you think getting a work visa, you're going to somehow be mainstreamed into our society? Think again. If a Democrat wins, you might be. If a Republican wins, you might be. But if a centrist candidate or a third-party candidate wins, you're not going to get a free ride, buddy. Sorry. You're still going to have to learn English as your primary language, get a history and government history lesson for free, but you'll have to pay a fee to become a U.S. citizen. You're not going to get a free ride. And you'll have to pass a 6-question test. Next question. Yeah, that was a rip from the singer Don McLean, Bye Bye American Pie. Breaking news. CNN reports that Obama was arrested? No kidding.
Interesting, Meow TV too.
Well, many of the foreigners in Washington are driver's license carrying people. Yeah.
Just watch our show 8008. Relax. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough.
I'm more like the everyday people. I'm awake, but I'm not out of bed yet.
Many people haven't.
Metaphorically speaking.
Many people haven't really quite processed all this terrible information. I've been living with it for a long time, so it's kind of become part of my daily life. It seems like a no-brainer that I get a call from somebody telling me somebody's being railroaded for questioning Obama, losing everything, being wiped out. I mean, it's not the first time I've heard things like an entertainer used to call our show and say, on our show, he said that he wouldn't even keep his job as a comedian. And this is a guy you would recognize on regular cable TV. He said he wouldn't even keep his job as a comedian if he said anything negative about Barack Obama. And I was like, this is 5 years ago. It's like, really? Yeah, they've controlled the dialogue about him to the point where nobody can question anything he does. And I swear, this country's turned into a nation of bobble-headed zombies. We really have to move forward toward more awareness, sharing awareness and talking about the problem, because we're not going to fix it if we allow these moneyed elite to control the message. They could care less about us. Well, I won't give you a plan that is forced down your throat. You won't be taxed for Sponheim care. The plan will be actually quite the opposite. We're going to generate money from people that go to our services, our mobile medical units. So when somebody wants to see a mobile medical unit for some help, they'll have to pay a copay. And these mobile medical units will run much more efficiently than the current ER and trauma care units. We'll still have our existing healthcare system. Nothing's going to happen to our private healthcare system. But I'm going to ramp up this whole program through the VA without congressional support. If they don't want to support me, I don't care. I'm going to get the funding to create 200 of these mobile medical units and basically have them roam around to every area of a city, helping people with preventative health care and blood chemistry tests, a variety of things. Anything like even a broken arm, we could set and cast things in these units. We can have a portable x-ray machine, an open MRI machine on board these units. All these units could be retrofitted like a little mini hospital. And we'll be able to help most of the people. If we can't, we can triage them and send them to the local VA or to a local ER that can handle their problem.
I agree, Meow TV too.
Yeah, it's a very cool truck. And this is just one of the beginning trucks. We're going to expand out and have trucks with canopies. This is a mobile medical unit in Minnesota. But this is the kind of design we're looking at with imagine a 50-inch LED screen on the outside of that thing you're looking at, and people sitting around under a tent area that's pre-constructed, and a security guard, and we'll have a mobile bathroom system next to it. All that is totally possible. Making healthcare more affordable. You see, if we rely on the private healthcare system solely or socialized medicine to solve this, these people are going to bleed us dry. These doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals, they don't even understand the meaning of no profit. They want to keep making money every single year. They're on this slant, and the rest of us are on this slant, with our jobs being part-time, less benefits, people running out of money because they're working part-time, and frankly, the wages have not gone up. They're going down. So they're going up, we're going down. You can see we have a direct conflict, and it'll come in the upcoming election. And I will do everything I can to take the profit out of public hospitals. Make sure that nobody on that staff will get a salary higher than $150,000. Anybody who's a nonprofit hospital will not be able to pay anybody more than $150,000. This will keep the prices down as well at public hospitals. Thank you.
Yes, unfortunately, nice hug, man. It does take a lot of money to become a doctor, but that's because of the way our education system's set up. So maybe we need to go back a step. And while David's doing this with the mobile medical units, look at our education for doctors, for future doctors.
Right. There shouldn't be a limit on how many doctors are let into programs. In fact, we should have public programs for training doctors where the AMA is not directly involved. Wait a second. We've got a space scientist in our room here.
He's basically saying that we're moving into an ice age, and
Yeah,
that
I agree.
people cannot survive when ironically, the whole global warming thing, people can survive if they get a couple of degrees hotter. But when we get a couple of degrees colder, that's when we have the real problem.
Right.
If you went a couple of degrees colder on a planetary level, we would definitely have a problem.
Okay, we have a plan.
We need loan forgiveness in the medical community.
The medical community can pay off its debt to the nation by working in our system. I'm not going to give you loan forgiveness.
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure you understand you will be responsible for the money you borrowed to become a doctor and make all this money you've made already. But you're going to have some public time due back to the U.S. government for the money that we're surrendering in your FAFSA loan. All right, good. As long as you're willing to work it off, I'm good to go. I know a lot of you really do care about people, and you wouldn't be in that healthcare industry, but honestly, There's been so much ripoff in that industry. I'm out for blood when it comes to going after these big wig executives that make $800,000 a year,
Yes,
pushing
for
pencil
sure.
around, making policy maneuvers, and brokers in the healthcare industry is crazy. So we have a public option called a non-mandatory opt-in plan. It's non-mandatory. You can opt in if you want, and it's basically you could get full coverage, dental and basic health, for $60 a month per individual. Way lower than anything you'll ever find in the market, because we're looking at a national plan design of 20 million users, generating $12 billion in revenue, enough to pay off the claims that come in that first year, especially if they only go to public hospitals or public doctors that are in our system. So it's like a side plan, will not affect the private healthcare system at all. We'll be pulling people that don't even have insurance right now that will love to pay $60 a month. They would love it. For full health and dental, are you kidding? Hey everybody, thank you so much for making it to the end of our 3-hour Thanksgiving show. But now I'm going to be playing you a video that is very shocking. It's a story that was just presented to me about Alex Jones and Bill Hicks. It's a new one that was just surfaced. It was apparently pulled off YouTube because it was so controversial. I'll play the Scott Stapp video after that, Xenotral. But right now this is pushing forward. There's credible evidence in this whole story done so well that and you may find the whole thing hokey, but the pictures of Alex Jones in the early days of 1997 show a different man. Completely different guy. Not the guy we know today who looks more like Bill Hicks. Yeah. Check it out. If you haven't seen this video, I'm going to show it to you.
Click that link too from Adele.
Okay, thank you. A windmill in Tunisia? Oh,
Not just a windmill, but
well, yeah. Pretty cool.
zero blade wind converter.
Oh, a zero blade wind converter. This sounds cool. Let me take a look. And this is Technology Thursday, actually. Look at that. This man is not Alex Jones. This man is not Alex Jones. Okay, what do you have here? We'll watch this and then we'll watch the other one. Hey, thanks everybody for coming in. We'll be back tomorrow with Freedom Friday. Thank you. Take care.
La Safonienne, cette nouvelle machine de conversion d'énergie éolienne, a été baptisée en hommage à notre héritage carthaginois en fait. Ça vient d'un ancien nom qui veut dire vent et courant maritime. En fait, la zéropale ou la Safonienne, c'est une nouvelle technique de conversion d'énergie éolienne. C'est une technique qui est différente des solutions classiques utilisées actuellement. Toutes ces machines-là utilisent en fait les pales. La Safonienne, c'est une zéropale. C'est un peu choquant dans le domaine éolien de dire une zéropale parce qu'il y a une question évidente. Alors, comment le taux? Non, la Safonienne, elle est dépourvue de pales, mais elle est aussi dépourvue.
All right, thank you for that. We are going to take out the shockwave plugin. And thank you, Sarah. I will now bring you the green screen effect. This is kind of cool. Hello, welcome to the show. I will now treat you with a great video that I promised you before. Here we go. Woohoo! Well, make no mistake about it. Alrighty then. I'm back here. Hi. Just trying to straighten this out for you. Move. There you go. Okay. Now, before I get into this, I want to verify one thing. It's the testimony of the two witnesses.com. Testimony of the two witnesses.com. Okay. Here we go.
Double O dumbass.
And
I believe that there's this agenda in mainstream media, and I think it's fairly easy to back this up, to keep people stupid, docile, and apathetic, and therefore the elite who own these corporations, families that own the corporations, even fewer people, their agenda is to keep us stupid and apathetic. That's what that says. And again, thanks for having me.
Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again.
Or I could admire someone who's a better comic than I am. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. Has to be real. Or I could admire someone who's a better comic than I am.
State power will always win. We'll paint you as a child molester, and we'll paint you as a methamphetamine manufacturer. We'll say any lie we want over our propaganda machine, mainstream media, and we'll burn you and your children in your homes. So you just be apathetic, America. You stay docile, and don't you ever forget, you're free to do what we tell you.
This video will provide irrefutable and immutable proof that Bill Hicks was recruited by the CIA to become the controlled opposition of the mainstream media. Bill Hicks assumed the identity of Alex Jones as he was continuously fed